Hello, 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 Who Squad. Welcome back to another live stream of Chasing the Ghost. And today we are going to be doing another campaign mode race in Project Motor Racing. Um, we have been competing in the Gran Turismo Manufacturers Cup over the last few weeks. Um, that event has completed. It finished on this past Saturday. We did stream a couple of races for that, and we did finish pretty well in that event. I'm gonna post a short that has the results for that event so that you guys can see it. I will go ahead and give you an early congratulations before you see it, just to let you know that Team GRX, you guys represented very well. The Goon Squad is on the map, and we just need to continue doing that. Um, so to that point, as I mentioned in one of our previous streams, we do want this channel to be a flexible channel in terms of the games that we play on here and the simulators that we would try to learn and get better in. Um, and one of those, I believe, is going to be Project Motor Racing. As far as I've seen so far, um, I actually think the game isn't horrible. I think it's actually one of the better games once you give it some time and kind of get past some of the quirks that it has. Of course, it is a brand new game. They did just release a patch a few days ago for it. So hopefully, most of the bugs that were pointed out in a lot of the other YouTube videos have been corrected. But we will take a look. Um, we are going to do the campaign mode here. And just as a recap, we are doing the authentic mode for the campaign. And we have started with the Journeyman budget of $100,000. So that means we are going to be locked in at 100% difficulty on the AI. And once we run out of money, we're out of money. um, we do have a budget that will pay for all of our entry fees for the races. So we don't have to worry about those expenses. So far, our expenses of $55,600 accounts for the purchase of our Porsche, as you see in the background there, and the repairs from the first race at Daytona. It wasn't a great race. Of course, we finished last very comfortably in last position, and we're going to try to see if we can do a little bit better today. Um, Now, I have played this a few times since we last saw each other. And there are a few things that I picked up on that I'm going to share with you guys to hopefully make your experience a little bit better if you decide to play this game. Um, and of course, these are things that, I figured help me. They won't necessarily be guaranteed to be helpful to you. Um, but I really hope they are. The first thing that I know a lot of people gave feedback on, and even I gave feedback on in our first playthrough, was the force feedback. So the game starts with a default setting of force feedback. Um, See it right here on the screen. Everything is on ones and zeros. This is essentially going to give you nothing feeling. Um, I don't have a direct drive steering wheel, so the settings that I have are going to be what I figured works best to give me the feel that I need to be able to get a better understanding of what the car wants to do, especially since we don't have analog brakes and it would be very easy to lock the brakes. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to bump the stiffness of it and the damping. We want to try to keep the force feedback jolts smooth so that we don't get like random spikes in feedback. But I prefer a bit of a stiff steering wheel. Like I said, if you can feel the weight of the car, I feel like you can better understand what the car is trying to do and whether it's trying to do what you're asking it to do, which a lot of times I have issues with. I'm also going to bump the strength up here, try to see if we can keep it a consistent level of strength on the feedback. I'm not totally sure what these two items are. I believe this is how the force feedback spikes up once you put the car under loads. I found that bumping this one up a little bit actually does help with the feel of the car. And I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I believe this helps you control the car better when you wreck. You throw the alignment off. I've done that a few times. So that's my thought, but I'm not sure. Well, you may want to research that before you take my word on that. I also bump these levels up here just to see if we can get as much feeling out of the steering wheel as possible. Now this EQ high setting goes up higher than the other two, low and mid. But I don't bump that up too high. What I don't want to do is break my fingers. I'm trying to see if I can get some feeling out of the game. But we do want it to be a bit of a challenge. So we'll set the force feedback here for the steering. And another thing that I noticed in our last race, since we don't have traction control, we don't have any hot brakes, that means that brake pressure is going to be very crucial to ensure that we don't spin the car just by trying to slow it down. So what I'm going to do is bump my brake pressure down to about 80%. That's what feels comfortable for me, so that I can feel a little more sturdy on the brakes, trust a little bit more, and get a better idea of how the car is going to respond once I actually hit the brakes. We will save this setup because you will have to change the setup for each car you drive. I'm not totally sure why they set it up that way. I can only imagine it's because they want you to have that authenticity of getting familiar with each car and understanding how each car feels and behaves, so you don't have like a blanket setting. But it does, it's a little bit annoying starting off until you kind of get a bank of what you want each car to feel like. So that's how we have our Porsche set up. That should at least help us stay on the track without hitting the walls. It's not necessarily going to make us fast enough to keep up with this professional level AI. So we're going to do the best we can to get around this track as fast as possible and maybe not get lapped this race. I think that's going to be our goal this time. Let's not get lapped. And I don't know. I'm not totally familiar with Sebring, so we are going to give ourselves a little bit of a hand. As you can see, everything is still on authentic from the last time we did our playthrough. But we're going to turn the racing line on since I don't know this track. That'll keep us from spinning around the whole track to figure it out, since we did spend a lot of time before we came out on the set. So as I mentioned, I have done a few laps around the track, trying to see if I can get a little bit more feeling with it before I came to see you guys and go through this race with you guys. Trying not to make it such an embarrassment as the first race. But like I said, it's still nowhere near the times that the AI is putting in. One thing I have noticed in playing this game, especially in comparison to some of the other games out there, how this game is being compared by other content creators and similar to you. This game, in my opinion, is more along the lines. More along the lines of a set course where it's kind of geared for skilled drivers that want a realistic setting to practice on, or kind of just have fun. It's not necessarily built to teach players like us, most of us that are watching this video, how to necessarily drive faster. So, if you understand going in that this game is not going to have teaching and instruction portions that Gran Turismo has, it kind of helps you brace yourself for what the games are truly like, which is an attempt to provide the most realistic racing experience they can. We almost made it around that time in fact, going off road. So as you can see, top side of that tree is 220. Fastest time I was able to do this tracking cycle. So we're gonna have a battle on our hands. Just to try to keep it. You got somebody behind you. See how long you can stay in front of me. I also noticed, just another tip for some of you guys out there that might need it, might be looking. If you look at my pedal inputs on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, sound, the car is so much easier to handle and control if you really don't push the brake all that hard. Most times, I'm kind of pushing the brake just enough to let the car go, but not to like yell at it to stop. That makes sense. Staying pretty good. Yeah, you're kind of suggesting to the car, hey, you know, this current car, you want to move a little bit slower to be ready for it, as opposed to commanding that it needs to make a sudden stop. So that sudden stop is going to throw you. Well, you got the skills to control it, but not good. You're on the left behind end. That's going to throw you every time. Makes the game very frustrating. See what that. Seems to be not. Yeah, I'm close to this. Maybe it was ready, so. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can notice, especially compared to our last video, that was a lot of that. Like, steering wheel is doing quite a bit of rocking and moving as we drive. which means we are getting a decent amount of food. And I like it. So, if I just learn how to make it do it faster, it get what's smooth. This game also really wants you to break in the straight. It's almost non-negotiable. Again, these are observations from a rookie. So put whatever weight on that you choose, see fit. Pretty sure there are plenty of you out there that are already faster than me, so just disregard that. Yeah, 2K. Right about where we expect it to be. We are 6 seconds off from the next car in front of us. And every car, every AI car, is within about a second of the fastest time on the track. That's crazy. That's crazy. So this is the game says this is the I want to say the most immersive version of career mode. Um, I think immersion may have overridden, you know, the gaming part. Stick second gap for somebody that doesn't really know others that it's a little tough, but we'll do the best we can. Um, the way this campaign mode works, since we have a budget, if we run out of money, then we won't be able to participate in any more races. If we don't, if we finish last in every race, we probably won't do any money. So the plan is that we're going to see how long we can last on this current campaign mode, so with the expectation that we'll with the expectation that we're going to probably go bankrupt pretty soon. These 5 races in the season, we can make it through all 5. But I'm not going to. I'm distracted. Now, when we do get on anybody, what we're going to do is we're going to try to restart the campaign mode. We're going to drop the AI. We're going to drop it down. Professional race car drive some more along the lines of Sunday driving, and maybe see if we can get familiar with more of the game and tracks. Over time, we should be able to send it a little bit better. And then try to put it online and see. I still see the car, so that's cool. You can see the car. At the very least, I would say you're already doing much better than you did at daytime. That is bound to happen. You still got 12 laps. If we can keep the car on the track where the whole race, then we can possibly minimize our expenses in terms of push. Because I think it's pretty expensive for 60 pounds. It's like $1,000. So we could not spend that. Then I thought it's another race. Listen. At the very least, we need to try to get to second. 5 minutes remaining. I think this is we need to learn that track before we can do the license test. See what that's about. That should be interesting. I wonder how hard it is. If any of you guys have done the license test, if you have a game and you've already done the license test, let me know how difficult it is. What you have to do. I know it's a what is it, 8 lap race? I don't understand how a race, almost how you feel about it. So that's interesting. That's intriguing. But yeah, if you've done it already, let me know in the comments. How difficult is it? Does it actually test your competency as a driver? Or this? We're still gonna give it a try, but I'd be curious to know if anybody listening to it out there. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Show up. Show up. Learn. New experience. Lesson through. I'm really racing line. No, 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 I'm talking about no, because I'm trying to think of it. I think of the other times. When you got into it. See, listen to you. You know what's crazy is I have watched hundreds of races at Sebring. What's up? I've watched plenty of races at Sebring. And up until this game, I've never seen it on a racing media. Now, having done a few laps around it, it's kind of interesting to wonder, has it been? It's a pretty good track. I, oh, yeah, I mean, it's easy to these. Tend to like the game too a lot. Hopefully it doesn't die off soon. If we can get some of the league sites, I'm new to this whole bit. We get some of those league sites to get the PM1 and do like league races. I think. Oh no, that's faster than that. I think. I think this game would have a chance. I mean, like I said, it's not an instructive type game, but I think it does a really good job of being racing sim. I just don't know how to race, so there's that. Okay, we got 12 laps. We are 6 seconds off everybody else. Our objective is going to be to try to get some positions as fast as possible in turn one. Keep it on track. and maybe try to stay in between an AI car or the AI cars to see if we can keep up with it. That's gonna be a tall order. But we're gonna do our best. This is what we do on the show. Yes. It's not always work. Try. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. No, I can't get it. Nope. I'm gonna surprised. Oh, no, 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 no. Everybody find themselves on that 200. Awesome news. I mean, playing the track day with the qualifying practice. Yeah, I'm using it. One down. Let's go for it. Let's see. Yeah, we almost hit it. So happy that we hey, we were actually teaching up really for like 3 turns. If we can keep the gap and we keep the gap around 5 seconds. There we go. So it says we have a purple set. Is that it's just be white. Set the thing. Oh. No, I also noticed the AI is not messing up on this well. Probably. There's no chance we're going to pass. This is a turn. This is a breaking point. Takes a while. Bump into each other too much. Very clean, very consistent. Still demoralizing years. Guys, if you're just starting on can't do within 1 second fastest speed in the world, probably don't start off 18. I mean, it's probably not horrible to give it a try. Kind of get an idea of where you are, how much of the gap you're after. Definitely don't see it as a measure of whether or not you're capable of playing it. Because as you can see, there are people on this game, like myself, that are not fast. That you can probably do pretty well against. At least learning to be preference. So far, people get the right through. I'm really understand. Yeah. Still moving. Like I said, I think the game is fun. If you really don't know, it can be fun. Definitely got to get your settings set correct. That's kind of the noise to get the feeling that you want. It's definitely got its benefits. I guess you can say they did something right. I feel like see my finger. I feel like finally learning a little faster. Yeah, I'm looking relatively. So let's see. Yeah, I'm looking at too far away to see like this time. It's pretty small. Yeah. See, it's pretty sound. That's not. That's not this one. This race. 14.5 seconds here now. I am eating up my tires with their hormones. So funny. I can figure out how to take this bush like those. I might be dangerous. Again, I am very much open to coaching. Very coaching. If anybody out there is open to coach, we might be able to work something out. Student and teacher. Will be in the loop. The policy video shows that I have some potential. Let's keep that on green. Let's go. Yeah, man. Who's that? 226. Is that what they put your current time every time? See how time it is. Truly, some information that readily available. It's not that. It's tiny, scrappy, orange food. It's very far away from Travis. What's this? This is straight. I think it makes a big difference to have I think it makes a big difference in having brake pressure set, especially if you are learning how to use the brake without the assistance of any brake system. Because although I'm still firmly and comfortable in the last place, I believe if I were to compare, I'm not doing as bad as I did in the last race. Progress is what we're going to see on this turn. Progress.
You're at the halfway point.
Halfway back. Now I'm pretty sure. It's this means so part of me feels like the racing mind is not totally truthful. Hope where you need to slow down. Either that or I'm interpreting it incorrectly at times. I don't know. Because I feel like we get in turns a lot faster than the line implies when it's real. Or like I said, maybe I'm bringing it different. I would say you still breaking it off. I don't know. But I don't think the line is totally trustworthy in terms of how to get through the fastest. It's very helpful and very not very often. Like I most definitely would be doing it if I did not have to. So there's that. Flame too. If you're wrong, bro, keep it up his way. You're gonna have to spin it. My book. Take those little bitches. What do they like? Yeah, it would be cool if the AI was like that's the movie. I could actually like fight with the cars that maybe in the next season. Like I said, if we get to live rock, we use the name control. Really want to try to learn so that we can do license tests. And even if we continue in this campaign mode after we finish the race firmly in last place, we could potentially move over to online racing. See if it's a possibility that we are the slowest car on the track. We're not always the slowest car on the track, so that's for sure. Give us a chance. It's not missing the conditions. No, no, he could fall. That's all. I think I said that last time. This is um, doing practice and qualifying. That's take this long. It's long list. That's our first mistake. So, shoot, man. Yeah, I messed up first. It just made my first mistake. And I probably did it because I spoke to those things. So, I won't blame that one. It's okay. I won't blame that one. Positive thing. Thank you. Wow. Pretty true. That just you got the tires. It's just nice and warm now. It's not even really wrong. Like really flat. And that's fun. Because I think by this time last race, the thing we had already been lapped. It was not the first couple of bars. Still like a million 10 seconds of the kill. Before you can get this. Finish the race. I'm gonna do that. Well, I think that killed us in the night. I haven't really tried much to drive over the curves. As you can see, the experience do that. So really, you know, it's slow, but it definitely is slower than having to drive out of practice. Do that today. Maybe that's some off-air practice stuff. See how these criminals react. really that would make sense. Solid top of those guys and try to make sure I can get us home in one piece. Do not want to get to the end of the race and he's on the outfield start crashing. Like being geared. So I mentioned the league sites and these league sites earlier in the stream. I have been looking into some of those. Of course, since you're on the PlayStation, you want to try to find something that allows us to compete on PlayStation and not PC. I heard a lot about it, but a few motorsports or the ACC. I did look into LSM and I discovered that absolutely have to have a PC to participate in LSM races. So that's not going to be an option for us right now. Maybe one day down the road. But I also found the Sebring. Sebring does allow the crossplay as well as PlayStation for this game. So I signed up. Did a quick introductory race. I just said, hey, says I was trying about it. Yeah, it's long race. I did the introductory race after signing up with the Sebring on the set of course. It was just me and two other people until one person dropped out. But from just participating in that race alone, I immediately got feedback on the performance of the race. And they have a portal that makes analytics available so you can go back and see like what you actually did in that race. I can imagine you to things of that nature. And that's about $6 a month. It's not bad, especially if you are serious about trying to learn how to get better, which I am. So I'm probably going to sign up for that service. Try to get actual data on what I'm doing, what I'm doing wrong. But most importantly, I appreciate finding some place where I can sign up and potentially join the league and get like some serious onward races. Yeah, I see it kind of this race just feels long because there's nobody around me. It's not too bad. If I wasn't by myself, it would probably be a little bit more fun and entertaining. But we're definitely going to give the Sebring a try. I might. I might post a few of those races I don't know if I'll do those videos or the streams on those as well.
Looks like they found
But
something we didn't. Time to analyze
we
the
have a
data.
plethora of games that we can cycle through, try to increase our range of expertise, if expertise is correct word to use. Um, we're gonna shake it up. We're not gonna be doing races on Gran Turismo all day, every day. We finished the race. We finished in last place, as expected. But we finished. We didn't crash. We did go off track, but we didn't crash. We didn't get any penalties. We did good. I'm taking that. That's a win all day. Now let's confirm. Did not make any money. Okay. All right. We didn't make any money, but we also should not have a very big repair bill for the car because we didn't hit anything. 81 bucks. Do that. That's much better than 5,000. So we still have $44,301 in the bank, and race two is down. The next race is at Lime Rock. So again, we're going to be trying the best we can to learn this track, to try to put in as fast as possible, to prepare for the online license test. Then we have Canadian Motorsport Park and Lexington. So we have some more races. We survived this race. It looks like we will afford to participate in another race, and we will continue to do this at least until we unlock the online mode, or run out of money, and then we'll bump it down and actually see if we can make this uh, competitive racing so that we can practice, get better at it. Right now, we're just trying to go through this to give you guys an idea of what the campaign mode looks like, um, in its quote unquote most immersive version based on Project Motorsports. Uh, but so far, we're still kicking, we're still alive. There's supposed to be a release of a new update for Gran Turismo tomorrow. It's highly expected by a lot of content creators, and I'm sure by a lot of you guys out there. Um, I'm fairly new to Gran Turismo, so it's new content. I'm gonna take a look at it, but not necessarily in the mode of craving anything new on the game. But we'll definitely take a look at it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stream tomorrow because I know you guys are gonna already get notifications for 1,000 videos of new content. So we might follow up on Thursday to see what's out there in Gran Turismo. Um, in the meantime, until I see you guys again, remember to stay tuned, stay grounded, and stay fast. And we will race again and try to survive another week of PMR at some point. I'm sorry. Um, we'll probably do PMR again Saturday. I don't know, but we'll keep doing. If you guys are enjoying the ride, let me know. If you want to see something different on the game, let me know. Um, keep in mind that we are still learning this game, and we want to explore as much as possible, but at the same time, we're probably going to come across a few roadblocks along the way until we get better at it. So let me know what you think. Enjoy yourselves. Hope you guys had a great holiday, and I will see you in the next stream. Have a good one.